When it comes to beauty, Vancouver has it in abundance, blessed with a bounty of mountains, water, and green.
It's so in our face, and we see so much of the reality of what's happening.
Nature provides a constant reminder of what Vancouver residents are lucky to have and just how fragile it can be. What has helped preserve these natural wonders for decades are the people who live alongside them.
People care about the climate, they care about the environment.
While climate change is just hitting people's radars in other parts of the world, Vancouver can point to a long history of environmental activism. The turning point, 1967. The City Council announced a plan to build a freeway to modernize the transportation network. Residents wouldn't have it, fearing their neighborhoods like Chinatown would be demolished. Hundreds took to the streets, and the plan was nixed. This world-renowned clock, running partially on steam, was built to mark that moment, to usher in an era of revitalizing traditional neighborhoods, those old-school values reverberating to this day.
We're one of the only cities that doesn't have a highway going through the middle.
That spirit of activism intrinsic to many who live here.
We're doing the equivalent of 1 million meals a month.
Jessica Regan co-founded Food Mesh, a local organization dedicated to getting unsaleable food from grocery stores and other businesses to communities in need.
Metro Vancouver, which is the regional district, they were one of the first regions in Canada in 2015 to implement what's called an organics ban, requiring businesses to divert their food away from landfill. This has really fostered a sense of urgency and put it onto the radar for businesses.
Vancouver's government playing a major role in the city's green reputation.
We have a fairly progressive council. Vancouver's a charter city. That means that from the province, they've granted Vancouver, and only Vancouver, authority over their building code, over regulations that other cities can't do.
Those factors have helped solidify Vancouver as one of the world's greenest cities, with an impressive list of sustainable successes. About 90% of the city's electricity is run on hydropower. More than 450,000 trees blanket its urban forest. Electric power runs much of its mass transportation. And it has the lowest gas emissions of any city in North America. But the city also knows going green can be difficult. In 2008, the city set an ambitious goal to be the world's greenest in 2020, but fell short by hitting just 8 of its 18 targets.
We ultimately said we kind of didn't achieve what we were hoping for.
One of the biggest challenges, retrofitting existing buildings to be zero emissions compliant.
Vancouver's a very expensive city, so as soon as it means this equipment may cost more than the traditional furnace, it becomes a really hard conversation.
So the city changed its approach, fueled once again by a community push.
In 2019, City Council declared a climate emergency. After a huge strike, 100,000 people marched from City Hall down right here, actually.
The new and more urgent Climate Emergency Action Plan aims to reduce carbon pollution by 50%. Vancouver once again looking ahead and aiming high.
We've been able to actually move the dial on things. We are kind of this guinea pig that sets out to try things, to push the envelope.
Testing the limits, all to maintain Vancouver's many marvels. Frances Coe, CGTN, Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada.